Hello and welcome to Mastermind and the first of the semi-finals with me, Clive Myrie. In the spotlight tonight are Ellis Matthews, a vicar. He'll be answering questions on the award-winning television series Fleabag. Lorna Frankel, a medical secretary. Her specialist subject is the British scientist Michael Faraday. Teddy Fogel, a student whose subject is the presidency of Ronald Reagan. And Peter Glanville, a retired GP. His specialist subject is British marine invertebrates. To be able to say you've made it through the heats of Mastermind is quite a thing. To cross the next hurdle to the grand final, well, that would be a major achievement. And that's what our four contenders are hoping to do tonight. But with the goal so close, the pressure is really on. One slip-up, too much hesitation, or allowing the nerves to get the better of you, that could see your dreams go up in smoke. So we wish our contenders well as they take on 2 minutes of specialist subject questions and 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. There's much at stake. Can I ask our first semi-finalist to join us, please? Your name?
Ellis Matthews.
Your occupation?
Vicar.
And your specialist subject?
Fleabag.
The television comedy drama series created by and starring Phoebe Waller-Bridge and the one-woman stage show on which it was based. In 2 minutes, here we go. What did Fleabag's best friend Boo, with whom she ran a cafe, name the guinea pig that Fleabag gave to her as a birthday present?
Hillary.
Yes, in the second episode of the television series, when Fleabag's sister Claire visits the cafe, Fleabag charges her £25 for a sandwich with what very basic filling?
Cheese.
No, tomatoes. After the success of the initial stage show and the television series, the West End premiere of Fleabag was held at which theatre in August 2019?
Wyndham's Theatre.
Yes, shortly after Fleabag realises that the guest, played by Andrew Scott, at her father's engagement dinner party is a priest, they both order what drink from the waitress?
Tequila.
Yes. What's the name of the cat belonging to Fleabag's father and godmother that's not allowed to leave the house, but which Fleabag puts out of the bathroom window?
Felicity.
Yes. On which day of each week are customers at Fleabag's guinea pig-themed cafe obliged to have a chat with someone they don't know?
Wednesdays.
Yes. What's the title of the piece of music by Bruno Coulet that's mentioned in the credits of all 6 episodes of Series 2 as having been incorporated into the score?
Pass.
Which actress plays the therapist whom Fleabag reluctantly visits after being given a voucher as a birthday gift by her father?
Fiona Shaw.
Yes, when Fleabag turns up unexpectedly at the priest's house one night, he answers the door wearing a T-shirt bearing a cartoon depiction of which figure of the American West on horseback?
Buffalo Bill.
Yes, what's the name of the stage manager of the theatre show at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe in 2013, of whom Waller-Bridge has said that if she laughed at a particular line during rehearsals, it was included in the script?
Charlotte McBrearty?
Yes. What title does Fleabag's godmother give to an empty plinth on display at her art exhibition after the sculpture which might have occupied it is stolen, first by Fleabag and then by Claire?
A Woman Robbed.
Yes. What's the first name of Claire's teenage stepson, who's said to become upset when she goes away for more than a day and has a tendency to interrupt her when she's in the bath?
Jake.
Yes, when Fleabag is at the church after a service having a drink with a priest, I've started so I'll finish. Having a drink with the priest, he tells her that he writes what articles for the parish magazine?
Restaurant Reviews.
It is Restaurant Reviews. Ellis, you had just the one pass. The title of the piece of music by Bruno Coulet that's mentioned in the credits, In Memoriam. And at the end of that round, you've got 11 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. Your name?
Lorna Frankel.
Your occupation?
Medical secretary.
And your specialist subject?
Michael Faraday.
The pioneering British scientist who discovered electromagnetic induction and invented the electric motor. In 2 minutes, here we go. Michael Faraday was born near London in 1791 and brought up within what small Christian sect, an offshoot of the Church of Scotland?
Sandemanianism.
Yes, in his early teens, Faraday began working as an apprentice to which bookbinder and bookseller?
George Rebo.
Yes. After Faraday was recruited by Humphrey Davy to work at the Royal Institution, his hand was seriously injured in an explosion while the pair were experimenting with what compound?
Chlorine azote.
Yes, I'll accept that. Nitrogen trichloride. During an 18-month tour of Europe, Faraday and Davy performed an experiment to demonstrate that diamond was pure carbon while they were staying in which city?
Florence.
Yes, in 1821, Faraday published his discovery of electromagnetic rotation, but faced criticism for not acknowledging the prior work of Davy and which other scientist?
Wollaston.
Yes, Faraday looked over the proofs of which Scottish author's work on the connection of the physical sciences, suggesting improvements and corrections to the section on electricity and magnetism.
Mary Somerville.
Yes, what's the title of the only work by Faraday to have been published as a book in 1827? His other publications comprising solely scientific papers and lecture notes.
Chemical manipulation.
Yes, at the behest of his predecessor, which Prime Minister offered Faraday a civil list pension, but did so reluctantly, prompting Faraday to walk out of the meeting?
Lord Melbourne.
Yes, what was the name of the British artist who, in the 1850s, painted a series of watercolours of Faraday's laboratory and department at the Royal Institution?
Harriet Moore.
Yes, in 1844, Faraday, together with the geologist Charles Lyell, conducted a major inquiry on behalf of the Home Office into a fatal explosion at which colliery in County Durham?
Haswell.
Yes, the young Faraday's early interest in chemistry was sustained by many books, including those on popular science, such as Conversations on Chemistry, by which author, whom he later described as his first instructress?
Jane Marseille.
Yes, what term did Faraday use to describe the visual patterns and motions produced by vibrations on various media?
Crispations.
Yes, the lecture, part of a series at the Royal Institution delivered by Faraday. I've started, so I'll finish. The lecture, part of a series at the Royal Institution delivered by Faraday in the spring of 1854 and attended by Prince Albert, was originally entitled Observations on what?
Mental education.
It is mental education. Lorna, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You got them all right, 13 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. Your name.
Teddy Fogel.
Your occupation.
Student.
And your specialist subject.
The presidency of Ronald Reagan.
The former Hollywood actor and governor of California who served as the 40th president of the United States. In 2 minutes, here we go. Ronald Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative, a scheme to protect the United States from Soviet attack, was commonly known by what nickname?
Star Wars.
Yes, Reagan appointed which former White House Chief of Staff as Secretary of State in January 1981?
Al Haig.
Yes, a pretext for Reagan's 1983 invasion of Grenada was a request for assistance from the Prime Minister of which country, who was head of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States?
Jamaica.
No, Dominica. In his inauguration speech in 1981, Reagan told a story about the deceased First World War soldier, Martin Treptow, provided to him by which of his friends?
Ed Meese.
No, Preston Hotchkiss. Throughout his presidency, Reagan avidly read what conservative publication that supported many of his policies, but was thought by his advisors to be a bad influence on him?
Human Events.
Yes, in 1986, Reagan appointed a special review board chaired by which former Republican senator to investigate the Iran-Contra affair?
John Tower.
Yes, in a speech following the Challenger space shuttle disaster in 1986, Reagan memorably quoted from which poem by John Gillespie Magee?
The Aviator.
No, High Flight. In the second presidential debate of 1984, a question from which panelist prompted Reagan's joke about not seeking to exploit Walter Mondale's youth and inexperience?
Mike Breen.
No, Henry Truitt. Which Democratic congressman from Massachusetts sponsored a series of amendments that limited U.S. government assistance to the Nicaraguan Contra rebels?
Boland.
Yes. In which city did Reagan deliver a speech to the National Association of Evangelicals in March 1983, referring to the Soviet Union as having the aggressive impulses of an evil empire?
Dallas.
No, Orlando. At their 1985 Geneva summit, Reagan was keen to stress to Mikhail Gorbachev that he'd made some decent films after hearing which Soviet foreign policy advisor claimed that all his roles had been in B-movies?
Molotov.
No, Georgy Arbatov. In August 1981, Reagan fired more than 11,000 striking members of PATCO. I've started, so I'll finish. Members of PATCO, a trade union representing workers in what occupation?
Air traffic controllers.
It was air traffic controllers. Teddy, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 6 points.
Thank you.
And our final contender, please. Your name?
Peter Glanville,
Your occupation?
retired GP,
And your specialist subject?
British marine invertebrates.
The various invertebrate animal species that inhabit the sea surrounding the British Isles. In 2 minutes, here we go. The two most common British species of what bivalve mollusk, which snaps its shell as it swims through the water, are known as the queen and the great, or king.
Scallop.
Yes. What large jellyfish, named after a type of container, has a bulbous dome that can measure up to 3 feet across and is sometimes likened to a dustbin lid?
Rhizostoma octopus.
Yes. The barrel jellyfish, a special chewing organ used by sea urchins, is known by what name in reference to a philosopher of ancient Greece who described it?
Aristotle's lantern.
Yes, the scampi, also known as the langoustine, Dublin Bay prawn or Norway lobster, is the only living species in what genus?
Nephrops.
Yes, hornwrack, which is often mistaken for seaweed but is in fact made up of tiny animals, has a characteristic smell that's most commonly likened to what fruit?
Lemon.
Yes, the sea sponge, Cliona ciliata, is known by what common name that refers to its ability to erode rocks and other structures in order to create holes for shelter?
Boring sponge.
Yes, what's the common two-word name for the tube-like invertebrates with species including the fluted and the Neptune's heart, which make up the class Acidiacea and which have primitive spinal cords in their larval forms?
Sea squirts.
Yes, chitons are flat, oval-shaped mollusks whose shells consist of several interlocking plates surrounded by a leathery band of mantle tissue that is usually known by what name?
Pass.
What name for a species of sea cucumber found off the west and southwest coasts of Great Britain reflects the creature's ability to expel long, white threads from its body when threatened?
Cotton spinner.
Yes, what's the name of the flexible protein which, together with calcium carbonate, makes up the internal skeletons of sea fans and certain other corals?
Pass.
What species of limpet, accidentally introduced from America in the 19th century, typically forms stacks of up to 12 individuals living on top of each other, with males towards the top and females near the bottom?
Slipper limpet.
Yes, what soft species of coral with orange, I've started so I'll finish, what soft species of coral with orange or white coloration and a distinctive furry appearance is the predominant food source for the sea slug Tritonia homburgii?
Dead men's fingers.
It is dead man's fingers. Peter, you had the two passes, the name of the flexible protein, which together with calcium carbonate makes up the internal skeletons of sea fans, gorgonin. And chitons are flat, oval-shaped mollusks with shells, consist of several interlocking plates, held together by a leathery band called a girdle. And at the end of that round, Peter, you've got 10 points. At the end of the specialist subjects round, in this semi-final, let's have a look at the scores. In fourth place with 6 points, it's Teddy. In third place with 10 points, sits Peter. In second place with 11 points, it's Ellis. And in first place with 13 points, it's Lorna. So now it's general knowledge, and if there's a tie at the end, then the number of passes is taken into account, and the person with the fewer passes is the winner. And if they're tied on passes as well, it's a tie break. So let's ask Teddy to join us again, please. Teddy, you start with 6 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Here we go. In traditional British cuisine, a shepherd's pie or cottage pie is typically topped with a mashed layer of what vegetable?
Potato.
Yes, before decimalisation in the UK, the word pence was represented not by a P, but by which other letter of the alphabet?
D.
Yes. Which American golfer won his third major title with victory in the US PGA Championship in May 2025?
Scotty Scheffler.
Yes, the politician Kurt Waldheim, who served 2 terms as Secretary General of the United Nations from 1972, was later the president of which European country?
Austria.
Yes, the UK version of the television reality series Destination X, in which contestants must work out their location after being transported there on a coach with blacked-out windows, was first shown in 2025, with which comedy actor as its presenter?
Rob Brydon.
Yes, which ancient Egyptian temple complex was relocated to higher ground in the 1960s to allow the construction of the Aswan Dam?
Luxor.
No, Abu Simbel. What 1976 UK hit single for Gladys Knight and the Pips includes in its title the name of the US state where she was born?
Midnight Train to Georgia.
Yes, what insect performs a series of movements known as a waggle dance to indicate to others the direction and distance of a food source?
Butterfly?
No, Honeybee. Which playwright turned architect collaborated with Nicholas Hawksmoor on the design of the English country houses Blenheim Palace and Castle Howard?
Christopher Wren?
No, John Vanbrugh. Which filmmaker and cinematographer directed the 1939 films Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz?
Alfred Baum?
No, Victor Fleming. What confectionery-related name is given to a hidden feature in computer software or on a DVD that's often included as a joke or a bonus?
Easter egg?
Yes. In the UK, what geometric shape is sometimes painted on a road ahead of a junction, marked by a double broken line to warn drivers that they should prepare to give way?
Triangle?
Yes. What Afrikaans word for field is used as a general term for open grassland areas of southern Africa?
Val?
No, Veld. What stage musical, which was composed by Leonard Bernstein and opened on Broadway in 1957, is an adaptation of the Shakespeare play Romeo and Juliet?
West Side Story?
Yes, the long-running Three Choirs Festival rotates annually between the hosts Hereford, Worcester, and which other English cathedral city?
Leeds?
No, Gloucester. What famous 1950s poem by Allen Ginsberg begins, "I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness"?
Howl?
Yes, which American national park? I've started, so I'll finish. Which American national park in Southern California is named after a tall, branching native plant with the scientific name Yucca brevifolia?
Sequoia?
No, Joshua tree. Teddy, at the end of that round, you had no passes. You've got 16 points.
Thank you.
Next up, it's Peter. Peter, you start with 10 points. The score to beat as it stands is 16 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Here we go. In a traditional fairy tale, often performed as a pantomime, what's the first name of the title character? A young boy who exchanges the family cow for some magic beans.
Jack.
Yes, a 300-year-old violin that was sold for a record-breaking $23 million in 2025 had been made by which famous Italian craftsman?
Stradivarius.
Yes, in professional darts, what's the highest possible total for a 3-dart finish?
180.
No, 170. What human rights organization, which works for the release of political prisoners around the world, was awarded the 1977 Nobel Peace Prize?
Amnesty International.
Yes, before it adopted the euro in 2015, which country used a basic unit of currency called the litas?
Pass.
The lyrics and title of a well-known 1967 song by Van Morrison refer to a girl with what colour eyes?
Brown.
Yes, the 1891 book, The Picture of Dorian Gray, is the only novel by which Irish author?
Oscar Wilde.
Yes, which British artist, a pioneer of the pop art movement, was known for his collages, such as Just What Is It That Makes Today's Home So Different, So Appealing?
Blake.
No, Richard Hamilton. In 1983, the German magazine Stern published extracts from the diaries of which political leader, only for them to be subsequently revealed as forgeries?
Hitler.
Yes, what's the name of the open-air visitor attraction in County Durham, which calls itself the Living Museum of the North and which won the 2025 Art Fund Museum of the Year award?
Pass.
What term, derived from Latin words meaning almost last, refers to the last but one in a series of things?
Pass.
What's the title of the 2024 film thriller based on a novel by Robert Harris that stars Ralph Fiennes and Stanley Tucci as Roman Catholic cardinals involved in the election of a new pope?
Conclave.
Yes, the disease scrapie is a neurological condition that affects goats and which other farm animals?
Sheep.
Yes. What was the professional name of the American jazz singer Eleanor Fagan, born in 1915, whose nickname was Lady Day and whose autobiography was entitled Lady Sings the Blues?
Pass.
What style of straight-cut jacket with a stand-up collar is named after a Prime Minister of India who popularised it?
Nehru.
Yes. Under the terms of the Treaties of Utrecht, agreed in 1713, Spain ceded Minorca and which other territory to Britain?
Gibraltar.
Yes, in the original edition of the board game Trivial Pursuit, the questions in the pink category, represented on the cards by a letter E, were on what subject?
Entertainment.
They were entertainment. Peter, you had 4 passes. The professional name of the American jazz singer Eleanor Fagan, Billie Holiday. You knew it. The term derived from Latin words meaning almost last. I think you know this too, penultimate.
Oh,
Yes. The name of the open-air visitor attraction in County Durham, which calls itself the Living Museum of the North, Beamish. And before it adopted the euro in 2015, the litas was the currency of Lithuania. So at the end of that round, Peter, you've got 21 points. Next up, it's Ellis. Ellis, you start with 11 points. The score to beat as it stands is 21 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Here we go. Denbigh, Prestatyn and Pwllheli are towns in which of the home nations of the UK?
Wales.
Yes. What word follows Egyptian, greylag and Canada in the names of 3 species of bird?
Goose.
Yes. In the 2016 action film The Accountant and its 2025 sequel, which American actor plays the title role?
Pass.
Which Argentinian general was overthrown as president in June 1982, just days after his country's defeat in the Falklands conflict?
Pass.
Which English university elects a Lucasian professor of mathematics, an academic position founded in 1663 with a bequest from the former local MP Henry Lucas?
Oxford?
No, Cambridge. The composer and lyricist Lionel Begleiter, who wrote the West End musical Oliver, was better known by what professional surname?
Pass.
At the 2025 UEFA Women's European Championships, which player scored England's winning goal against Italy in the semi-final and the winning penalty in the shootout in the final?
Chloe Kelly.
Yes. What name from Japanese words meaning glaze and to grill can refer to a dish of meat or fish marinated in a salty sweet sauce and then grilled, or to the glossy marinade itself?
Teriyaki.
Yes, when the businessman and television personality Alan Sugar was made a life peer in 2009, he took the title Baron Sugar of Clapton in the London borough of where?
Hackney.
Yes, in a game of chess, which piece may move any number of unoccupied squares horizontally or vertically in either direction, but not diagonally?
The Rook.
Yes. What genre of music is celebrated in the annual CMA Awards, first presented in 1967 and traditionally held in Nashville, Tennessee?
Country music.
Yes. What term is commonly used in economics to refer to a government's expenditure exceeding its revenue and is the direct opposite of a budget surplus?
Deficit.
Yes. What medieval bridge, which spans the river Vltava in Prague, is named after the monarch who commissioned its construction in the 14th century?
Charles Bridge.
Yes. The original Italian title of which opera by Verdi, first performed in 1853, is usually translated as The Troubadour?
Turandot.
No, Il Trovatore, in the abbreviation SLR for a type of camera that allows a user to view a precise image of the subject to be photographed through the lens. The letter R stands for what word?
Reflex.
Yes, the manufacturing process of what substance uses waste material known as cullet, which is melted down and recycled?
Iron.
No, it's glass. Ellis, you had 3 passes. The composer and lyricist Lionel Begleiter. He's more commonly known as Lionel Bart. You knew it, yes. The Argentinian general overthrown as president in June 1982, Leopoldo Galtieri. And Ben Affleck is the actor who starred in The Accountant and its 2025 sequel. So at the end of that round, Ellis, you've got 21 points. Thanks. And finally, let's have Lorna again, please. Lorna, you start with 13 points, the score to beat to get through to the Mastermind Grand Final is Ellis and Peter's 21 points. You've got 2.5 minutes on general knowledge. Here we go. In the 1990s, the Dolphin Safe label indicating adherence to certain standards was devised to be displayed on tins of what fish?
Tuna.
Yes. What opening 2 words of the Lord's Prayer are sometimes used as an alternative name for it?
Our Father.
Yes. Which Oscar-winning actor, whose film roles have included portrayals of Sid Vicious, Lee Harvey Oswald and Winston Churchill, was awarded a knighthood in the 2025 King's Birthday Honours?
Gary Oldman.
Yes. Vermelho is the Portuguese word for what primary colour?
Blue.
No, red. In September 2025, which Labour politician succeeded Angela Rayner as Deputy Prime Minister and was also appointed as Lord Chancellor and Secretary of State for Justice?
Eagle.
No, David Lammy. The word ungulate describes mammals such as horses and cattle that have what anatomical features?
Hoof.
Yes, the name of what imperial unit of measurement, equivalent in volume to 8 gallons, is also the term for a container of the same capacity used for measuring agricultural produce such as fruit or corn.
Firkin.
No, bushel. The Légion d'honneur, the highest order of merit in France, was established in 1802 by which French general and future emperor?
Napoleon.
Yes. What's the name of the Australian singer and former frontman of the pop group Savage Garden, whose 2024 autobiography is entitled Unlovable?
Jones.
No, Darren Hayes, the official job title that appears on all Bank of England notes accompanied by a copy of the holder's signature is Chief what?
Cashier.
Yes, in the standard UK version of the board game Scrabble, the letters F, H and Y each have a face value of how many points?
4.
Yes, which rare metallic element used in catalytic converters for cars has the chemical symbol RH?
Rhenium.
No, rhodium. In August 2025, the Chinese player Shi Uqi and Akame Yamaguchi from Japan won the men's and women's singles titles, respectively, at the World Championships in which racket sport?
Badminton.
Yes. What word meaning story and originally applied to a medieval prose narrative written in Iceland or Norway has come to mean any long, convoluted tale?
Saga.
Yes, the Stephen Sondheim musical Sunday in the Park with George was inspired by a 19th century painting by which French artist?
Seurat.
Yes, which comic strip heroine who first appeared in DC Comics in 1956 has the alter egos Kathy Kane and Kate Kane?
Catwoman.
No, Batwoman. But it doesn't matter, Lorna. At the end of that round, you've got no passes. You've got 23 points. You've done it.
Thank you.
So let's have a look at the final scores. In fourth place with 16 points, it's Teddy. In joint second place with 21 points each, Ellis and Peter, which means in first place with 23 points, it's Lorna. So she goes through to the grand final. Congratulations to her. If you'd like to be a contender in the next series, please go to our website, bbc.co.uk/mastermind, and you can follow us at Mastermind Quiz. Join us again next time for more Masterminds. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
I'm absolutely ecstatic to be through to the grand final. I wasn't sure it was going to be the case. My fellow contenders were all amazing.
Lorna, you start with 13 points, the score to beat to get through to the Mastermind grand final is Ellis and Peter's 21 points.
I'm just amazed, excited.
You've got 23 points, you've done it.
Thank you. I'm sure my family are going to be over the moon for me. My mum, my dad. I grew up quizzing a lot with especially my grandparents and my uncle, who are all sadly no longer with us. But I'm sure that they would be rooting for me too. It would be just incredible to win the glass bowl. I've been watching Mastermind since I was so young. So it would be probably a dream come true for younger Lorna to just be up here, even just in the final, but to win would be the icing on the cake.